Karim, and I will present to you about the Greece financial crisis. Okay, before the Greece financial crisis, Greece have been a lot bankruptcy cases. So this is the history of bankruptcy. The first one is 4 years after the non-existent Greek state's first loan, which the government failed to pay off the loan's interest, but this loan is they spent on the civil conflict that followed the revolution of 1821. Then the second bankruptcy is 66 years later in 1893. The Prime Minister Kyrios Trikoupis announced Greece's second bankruptcy. This bankruptcy because of overborrowing, because for sure they cannot pay back their loan payment, but this loan is resulted in infrastructure project that beneficial to the Greek people until nowadays. For example, they built railways. Okay, next. Greek financial crisis, also the name is same as Greek depression. The crisis started late 2009, triggered by the turmoil of the Great Recession, structural weaknesses in Greek economy, and revelation that previous data on government debt levels and deficit have been undercounted by the Greek government. So I will expose it to you after this. Then, this is the start of the financial crisis, 2010 revelation and IMF bailout. Okay, the Greece government bond auction in January 2010 of 8 billion euro 5-year bond was oversubscribed by 4 times. Next auction in March 2010 sold 5 billion euro in 10-year bond, also oversubscribed by 3 times. So you can see that the government issue bonds because they want to lend more money from the other parties, from the other country. Then, but however, the yield or the interest has increased, which worsen the deficit. So if the government issue the bond, the interest is increased, so they have to pay more coupon interest to the bondholder. In April 2010, it was estimated 70% of Greek government bonds were held by the foreign investor, primarily bank. So the major bondholder of the Greek government bond is the bank from the other countries. So on 1st May 2010, Greek government announced series of austerity measures. Austerity measure is just the same as the fiscal policy, which the government lowered the government spending and increased the tax. The next day, Eurozone countries and IMF agreed launch a 110 billion bailout loan to rescue Greece from sovereign default, but on condition that they have to implement austerity measures, structural reforms, and privatization of government assets. Then the other factor that make the Greece lead to bankruptcy is fraudulent statistics. Fraudulent statistics that the government keep within the they want to keep within the monetary union guideline. So the government of Greece for many years simply misreported their economic statistics. At the beginning of 2010, it was discovered that Goldman Sachs and other banks that helped Greek government to hide its debt. So because they want to their financial, the country financial statement to look good, to have more borrowing from the other countries. So they want to their financial statement to look good lah. So Christoforos Sadelis, former head of Greece Public Debt Management Agency, said that the country does not understand what they are buying, what the reason they are borrowing the money. So this is the graph that you can see. The Greece debt in percent to GDP is higher than the Eurozone average. It was revised in 2009 deficit from a previously estimated is only from 6%, range 6% to 8%, but it increased to 15.7% of debt percent to GDP. So the figure of Greek government at the end of 2009 increased from the 1st November estimated that $269.3 billion, which is 113% of debt percent to GDP increased to 299.7 billion euro, which is 130% debt to GDP. So the debt of GDP of the Greece country is the highest among the Eurozone country. Then the German finance minister and German chancellor asked to push the private creditors to accept a 50% haircut of their Greek bond. Before the German chancellor asked to push the private creditors, they have accept about 13 to 15% range of haircut which they cut the face value, cut the payment back to the bondholder. So Troika, which is IMF, launched a second bailout worth 130 billion euro, include bank recapitalization worth 48 billion euro. Private bondholder required to accept extended maturities, lower interest rate, and 53.3% reduction in the bond's face value. So the bondholder not satisfied, then they have to receive back their what they lend in low amount, not the exact amount from the earlier contract. So the second bailout program was ratified in February 2012. The recession worsened and government continued to detail over program. In December 2012, Troika provided Greece with more debt relief, while the IMF extended extra 8.2 billion euro of loans to be transferred from January 2015 to March 2016. So this is the range that Greece have to pay back the IMF. Government made a proposal to extension of their bailout program, but some other parties have opposed it. The Greece government have sent a proposal, referendum proposal to the court to extend their bailout program, to extend their payment. Then, for recruitment, the American economists suggested that the economy could recover from the recession by exiting the Eurozone, which is Brexit, and return to its national currency drachma. So this is the consequences if Greece exiting the Eurozone country. So the last one is on 30th June of 2015, Greece became the first developed country to fail to make repayment to the IMF loan, which the debt levels have reached 323 billion euro, or some 30,000 euro per capita. So the referendum proposal is still ongoing until now, and it will be settled, I think, 2018. So that's all from me.